Hello friends, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're going to have a great weekend and a happy Saturday. So I'm doing a little crafting today, so just come along and I'll show you what I'm working on. Let's see, first of all, if you saw my videos the last couple of days, especially yesterday, I was had my 10-minute video where I was changing my mind on these. I worked on these in my Stash of Treasure video, and then I changed my mind afterward and rearranged them. So I went ahead and finished this last night on my TV crafting that I did last night. I added a lot more beads here, so you can see lots of beads on this little tassel. And I changed it around where I think one of these, it might have been this one where I just had used I think some fabric, and I don't know, I had a different little loop up here and things, and I just changed my mind and I made sure both of these, I just changed my mind and had both of these. I just like this little loop here because you can really, it's so versatile. It's a notebook ring, first of all, so you can open it up and attach it to something, or you can add a bulb pin or a lobster claw clasp and also attach it that way. So I added more beads to this one too because I just wanted you to be able to look at it and see the beads everywhere, right? And they add a little sound to it too. So yeah, if you would like to purchase one of these, I will eventually get them in my, well, they are in my shop, but I'm having technical difficulties with Etsy right now. I've emailed them and they got back to me and said, we'll get back to you. And you know, it could take 2 weeks though, so I'm waiting for them to figure out. I've heard of this happening before. There's some kind of software problem or something. Anyway, the people that I've heard had this problem. They email Etsy and figure out what's going on. So hopefully it'll be back up soon. But in the meantime, if you are interested in one of these, they were listed in my Etsy, and my shop is still there. No worries. It's still there. It's just they're having some problem with the app or something. So yeah, these were listed for $8 in my shop, $8 plus shipping. So if you would like to purchase one of these, or you know, either or, both, whatever, they're $8 each, and plus shipping. So shipping about $3, something like that. And so just let me know and I'll arrange it with you through PayPal or whatever, Cash App, Zelle, whatever, anything like that. So anyway, on to what else have I been working on? I also finished these after TV time last night. Came in here because I was cleaning up a little bit. So I was working on these the last couple days in my 10-minute video. So I finished all the little tabs on these, and now I used up every single piece of that little paper pack that I got from Temu, and did all these little loops, and I think they're super cute little drilling places now. They're tags with, you know, I always use some kind of cardstock on the back where you can write on those, so they are good now. So I finished 2 things. Let's see, I've got my beads out here. Oh, I was working on die cuts yesterday, so I made a few more of those last night when I was cleaning up. I wanted to use at least a couple more of those pieces of scrap cardstock up, so I made all of these little pieces from that Dollar Tree. You know, there's not a lot here, but I used up 2 pieces of scrap cardstock here, so I made all these little pretty, they're like little corner pieces from the die, which I already put away, but little corner pieces, or you know, just little pieces you can use to decorate pretty much anything, tags, drawing cards, pages, whatever, wherever you would want to use something like that. And so they're super pretty, all nice and colorful. Used up some of my cardstock, so I've got to put those away. So finish up those last night. And then also with the pieces, with the little pieces that were in between, you know, I kind of, you know, like I usually say, I like to use kind of as much as the scrapbook paper or whatever paper as I can, so I'm not wasting my pretty papers that I paid money for, right? No matter if I got them at the thrift store or, you know, wherever, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever I got them. And so I punched some little butterflies. This is not all of them. This is just what I missed when I put them away, but I already put them in my little butterfly bin. But I have 3 sizes of butterfly punches. which I can, actually I'll put I'll try to find a little set and list them as my Amazon affiliate link underneath this video. I've been doing that, trying to remember to do that. So if I forget, just give me a little kind reminder and I'll go and list it and link it. But yeah, so out of the little pieces in between the die cuts, I cut out some butterflies, which I cut out a bunch of them, but I already put them away. And these are just some stragglers there, so I thought I'd show you what I was doing. Another thing I want to do right now is I want to take apart one of these books that I got from Temu, and so I thought maybe we could do that together. So it's just this little, I showed it in my Temu haul. They call it a journal, and see how it's like smaller than my hand, or about the same size as my hand. And it's a little notebook, and the thing that intrigued me was I just wanted to see it really, and I love little notebooks too. But I wanted to see, because of the cover, it's just like, it just looked like something I would make, just out of, like just, junk journals. It's just something like a magazine page or something. So I liked the cover, and then it had these pages in here, which I showed you in case you didn't see that video. It just had like normal everyday pages that you would see, somewhere in your travels that you could put into your journal, right? So I wanted to take one of these apart. So we're going to do that together right now and see what these pages are. Are they single? Or are they, it looks like there's a split here. So I'm kind of just going with it. Let me get my scissors. But I want to see if they're single or they're signatures, Either way I can use them. I just wanted to, see what is what here. So I think they are, let's see, what is it here? Glue? Strings? I think both. Do I see strings in there? Let's see, I don't want to rip them because I want to use them, right? So, gosh, I think I see some strings in there. So they're really in there good. So let's see. Okay, so here's the cover. Just, the cover is glued on. Okay, got the cover off in one fell swoop there. That's cool. It's cardstock. It's a very thick cardstock cover. Okay, now the pages they have glue all right here. Let's see if I can get those apart now. I think there's some, is it just glue? Or, oh, okay, it's just glue that look like, no, yeah, I guess it's just glue that looks like strings. Okay, so, see, now, is it single? I guess they're just single pages. So, what I would do to use these is just take them apart and use them like this. See, they're just little, I think they're cool because even though they're plain white, it says up here date, right up here. There's a line that says date, and you can write here. And down here it says, looks like it says Papermore, Papermore, just like a brand name or something. And the same on both sides of those. Let's see if we can get to a picture. No pictures in that part. There's a picture right here, I guess. Okay, so that's single too. Okay. Now I know, right? But I can totally use these individuals. I mean, these will be cute to tuck into a journal, as writing spots. And then someone can take these. And it's also inspiring that something I can make like this too. And use as little journaling spots. And you can make things like this out of paper. It doesn't always have to be cardstock. So you can make journaling cards and tags out of paper too, because they're nice to, if you have a page, say you want to, especially a piece of white, like here's the decorated page, but say you have a decorated page where you want to write on, you can take one of these, this is grid, and glue it down, of course, for an example, on a page where you need some writing space. And you can glue it down on a decorated page and make your own little writing space out of paper, and it's paper, so it's, makes a flatter surface so you're not bulking up your journal. So I just wanted to kind of see what that was all about and how those would come out. So we did that together. So another thing we can do together today is start on this journal. I have this journal out. It's not a journal yet. It's a book that we took apart about, what is it, a week ago maybe more than that. Or I took apart some books, and they were, you know, coming apart. One didn't even have a cover. You know, when I brought it home from the thrift store, I never had a cover. I mean, it had a cover, but not not since I owned it. I brought it from the home from the thrift store with no cover. And this particular spine was very tiny, and it was coming off. So all of these books right now, there was 3 of them. They all are crying out for, you know, to be repurposed, right? So first of all, let's make a little spine. Let's see, where's my cardboard? I just got things out and said, let's craft, you know what I mean? I just was like, I'm not going to do anything before the video. I like to make my favorite size spine is 1.5 inches. And that's because you can put 3 signatures in and have one every 1/2 inch, and it makes it easy to space them out evenly, 1 in the middle and 1 on each side, approximately 1/2 inch apart. So that's 1/2 inch right there. Measured with my ruler, just held my fingernail in the spot, and there we go. Let's cut it and see what we can get done during this 30 minutes today. It won't be 10 minutes today because it's the weekend. I don't have to go to work. At least I don't think I do. So, yeah, there's big things going on at my office this week, so there was a possibility that I would have to go into work this weekend, but we worked very hard, and I don't think I have to go into work this weekend. I normally don't work on the weekend, but sometimes, you know, depending on what's going on, certain preparations might need to be done on the weekend. So, okay, I'm measuring the length now. Let's see, I've got Jazzy here with me. If you hear the pitty patter of little doggy feet, I took her collar off yesterday because I noticed, I mean, I don't even pay attention to it when I'm around the house normally. And you know how they have their little tags and things on their dog collars, and they shake, and you know, I don't even really pay attention to it, but I noticed it was kind of loud. I hope it didn't bother anyone yesterday on my video. But when my son is out of town, we watch Jazzy, their dog, their little husky that I showed one time in my, where was it? In my one of my reorganization or organizational videos for my craft room organization. Yeah, so yeah, we've got Jazzy this weekend and just for a couple of days here, and so she likes to be with me, like I said, or if you haven't heard me say that, she likes to be with me. So she's pitty pattering here, and she'll lay down. She might lay down here in a minute, or she'll go in the other room and lay down in a minute, but we just let her roam around. She's really good, so no problem with her roaming around here when she stays with us. And she knows us because she's been down here a lot. And so, okay, so I'm going to attach, I left my space there. If you've never made a journal before, you make your little spine, cut it out like I just did. You know, measure and make sure it's top to bottom even with your book cover. Leave a little space. I just kind of eyeball it. You can measure, like put a little penny in there or something to make your space even, but I usually just kind of do this. And I'm pretty good eyeballing things. I don't know why. I don't really consider that a talent, but I don't know. I just am able to do that, so that's what I do. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Yeah, I could cause myself problems, but usually it turns out pretty good. And so just a little bit over the book and onto the cardboard here. This is pretty thick cardboard, or maybe you want to call it chipboard. So it's going to be nice sturdy spine. I'll have this tape that holds everything together, plus fabric over this. I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and cut this off. You can wrap it or the tape, or you can cut it off, whatever's easier for you. Sometimes I wrap it. I used to always wrap it, but sometimes I cut it off. I will make sure to wrap the fabric around though, because I don't want any of this cardboard showing. I don't want to cover up too much of this cover either, so I'm going to make a very thin little attachment here over the edge of the book, not taking up too much room. You can control it pretty well if you do two pieces of the tape, you know what I mean? You can control how much you put it over, where sometimes if you wrap it around, it seems to, it's usually okay, but sometimes there'll be like more than you want on one side or the other, depending on what you're, you don't want, maybe there's certain things you don't want to cover up. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain without showing you, but like say, I wrapped it around and it was good on this side. It was good on this side, but then I wrapped it around the top or the bottom, and then it maybe came over too much over here. So if I do separate pieces, I can control that better. I hope that makes sense. So now I am able to see, and I did leave a little bit here, not really planning to, but I can now fold that down, so I actually do have a little wrap there on the top, which I really didn't plan that, but that is something you can do. Leave a little bit, and then if it works out, wrap it down, or if it doesn't work out, cut it off, So I'm going to make sure this is nice and flat on here, glued down. See how it didn't cover enough to go over to the back cover, so I always have to usually with a 1.5 inch spine use 2 pieces of tape here to get everything connected. So yeah, and if there's anything you wanted from my shop that I hope they get it straightened out less time than 2 weeks. I mean, that's, anyway, I'm not going to talk much about it because I am pro Etsy. I think they're the easiest way to sell your handmade items. But so I'm pro Etsy, but I really kind of hope they get it straightened out faster than 2 weeks. It's been a few days already, so. And thank goodness I have a job and I'm not depending on Etsy for my total income, or I'd kind of be in trouble right now. But I do depend on it for part of my income, so yeah, I would like to get it straightened out. Anyway, let's get this back cover attached. But yeah, I was going to say, if there's anything you wanted from my shop, I don't want to cover too much here, just let me know and I will get it out, and email me and I'll get it out. And if you need to know what the price was, need to know what the total is, I can go ahead and get it to you after you would PayPal it or whatever, Zelle it, Cash App it, whatever you got. I don't have Venmo. I started signing up for Venmo, but I've never completed it. I don't know. There's something. It's not like Cash App and all those. I guess I don't know anybody. I know people with Venmo, but I've never Venmoed anyone. So that might make it easier if I. You know what? I'm wrapping this around. I'm doing my own thing, talking here, and it's happening. What I just told you, why I like to cut it, because it's going too much over here. So I'm going to cut it real quick here. So that's just a good example. It was starting to go off crooked and cover up too much here. So let me just cut this and stop talking so much so I can get this on straight. You do want to check and make sure everything, the point of those little spaces to make sure you can bend your cover. So you want to make sure your everything's straight there. So everything looks good on the inside, as you can see, straight together. Got my gaps that I need for bending. And now we're going to do this side, and now I won't get too much over there. I mean, I am going to cover it up with fabric, but I still don't want too much tape going in places, because this is a small cover too. So, I don't want this whole, I don't want a major part of it covered up. It's so pretty. I'm going to cover up as least as possible while making a new spine. It really is different because it's got such a pattern on it, and most books either have a picture or the title in the picture, like little golden books, or just maybe plain the title or whatever. And this one is just so colorful. It was kind of different. trying to pick out fabric to match it, and I don't have that much solid fabric. I mean, everything has it. I love fabric with a pattern on it, you know, calicos and flowers and different funky patterns, and this was just like, oh goodness, you know, what am I gonna, I knew I'd find something. So there we go. There is the start of our cover. I picked out this fabric right here, so let's see how this is. It's like the perfect color to go around here. Let's see, I don't even know, I wonder where, I don't know if this was from, this might have been from the sari I had. It might have been a lining. It's just a cotton fabric. It might have been the lining in that. That's the only place I can think that I might have gotten this. So I need a piece to wrap around. Let's see. This tape I want to pull down here a little bit more. So I folded over this piece. Now I need to fold over. I might put a little glue on there. Let me see here. I hear rain outside. It's been a nice week here in my neck of the woods of North Carolina. And we had no snow this winter, which is unusual. We usually have a little snow, but I'm glad we didn't. And now this week we've been having some, I got up to like 85 one day. That was awesome. And it got up to, you know, around the other days about almost 70, like 68, 65, temperatures like that. So I haven't really had to wear a winter coat this week. Just a little jacket, you know. So it's been nice. And I'm enjoying it. I went out and vacuumed my car. I've been waiting for a warm day to vacuum my car. I did that last weekend. Now I'm looking forward to planting some flowers soon. So I don't know if this is going to tear. Looks like the grain might be this way. But I'm going to put this fabric here and wrap it around. So I want to, let me see if this is long enough to wrap around. I think it is, yes. Plenty long enough. Not plenty, but enough. So let me see if this tears. I don't know. I have a feeling it's not going to tear, and I might have to get my pinking shears out here. So, you know what? I think I'm going to put the paper down first. I picked out this paper here because of the pattern again. You know, it's not like I want a highly, like, pattern here and a highly patterned paper here. I think that would be just, like, too much. So I picked out this pretty kind of neutral paper, and then I can put the blue fabric over that, and then I can actually have some pockets too, because sometimes if I put really pretty paper here, then I don't want to cover it up. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and put some paper in here. And we've got only about 7 minutes left. But I like to see how I'm letting a little bit of the inside of the cover show, just like a regular, real, you know, like this book was originally. Like this, see how the paper shows here? The red. I'm going to do the same thing with my paper. So I'm going to cut approximately, let's see if I can put it in the exact same spot. I'm going to cut 2 pieces, not one all the way across. And so this goes down to about, I kind of need to measure this with my finger so I can see where it goes to. About right there. So I'm going to cut that and see how that does. Right there. Yeah, I think this is really pretty. I don't know if it's showing up in the camera, but I hope you can see this is just a really pretty, kind of got a grid on it. Just a really pretty neutral there. So, okay, so I cut, how did I cut? Like this. Yeah, it's even got like, almost like distressing on it. Can you see the shading on it where it's like darker up here in the corners and up here? So I'm going to make sure I put that at the top here. So it's a little long. I am going to end up cutting a separate piece over here, so it'll be about the same size. Yeah, the papers look even all the way across. So I need to cut another slight sliver there because I don't have any red really showing on the bottom. I'm going to take my time because I don't want to cut off too much. I'm not going to rush through this. So let's see how we did. Yes, that is perfect. Okay. And it's not like I'm trying to be perfect. I'm just want it to look pretty, right? I want it to be nice. So it's going to go over. Now I have to cut the width. Here's my bend. And I want the fabric to go over the, I like my fabric to go over the paper. So I'm going to cut it to about right there. It'll pretty much go up to the fold, but not over the fold. If I do it like that, let's see how we do. I measured it with my finger there. Okay, let's see how this fits. It is good. Good, good, good. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. Can you see it? It's not glued down, but you can see it already. And I'm going to keep that shading at the top again over here. So pretty, right? It just looks like it was always there, like, you know, like it was the original paper. The original paper was this, just plain paper. Like, why didn't they put a pretty paper? They made such a pretty outside. Why didn't they make a pretty inside? You know? So we're making it better than it was, really. So there's my measurement again. And I hope you're enjoying this. I am. I think this is going to be too wide, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and then I'll cut it down some more. So let's see. Jazzy's making a noise in there. Maybe she has to go out. My video's just about over, Jazzy. She's got food. She's got water. We let her out the last time during the night around 8 o'clock. And she was out for about 30 to 45 minutes. When my husband got home from work, he said I let her out and let her wander around the backyard. So she doesn't just get cooped up in the house when she's at our house. And my son has a fenced-in space in the backyard for her. This is double-sided, so it's a Christmassy paper on this side, and it's pretty, but that's not what I wanted. So the idea is I'm using it. It's not sitting in my closet anymore, right? Just because it's double-sided, and I don't want to, you know, maybe you have trouble choosing. Just look at it like this. You're using it. You know what I mean? And I find that really, I don't know, particularly fun lately, because I don't want everything just sitting here and, you know, I bring it home and then I don't use it. I want to use it. That's so exciting to me lately. I think everybody's finding that too. I hear a lot of people say, you know, I'm doing Stash Treasure with Maria, and then other people are doing those types of collabs too. Look at that. It just looks like it belongs there. I hear the pitty patter of the little doggy feet. So yeah, this is some paper I got at a thrift store too. Yeah, I do find it at the thrift store. So right now I'm really trying to use some of my scrapbook paper too, because I have collected quite a bit recently and just found some really good deals that I couldn't pass up, but that means I really got to use it too, so it doesn't take over my house, right? So I try to remember to press this all down. A lot of times I like just using my hand, because if I found that you really got to be careful if you use like a scraper or even a bone folder. You can kind of damage your paper if you're not careful. So yeah, that's just a little, if you're new to using those tools with your paper, you just be careful, because you could damage it. Okay, now that looks really good. All right, so let's see if this tears, and if it doesn't, my time's just about up, so let's see. I gotta make a little slit here, and I need it about this wide, so it covers the tape, goes a little bit over. It's already, it's pinking shear cut here from whatever I used it before this, and so, you know, I might just want a pinking shear on the other side too. to keep it kind of, I don't know if I'll put any kind of trim on here, but the pinking shear does keep it from fraying, and it looks pretty. It's a nice little edge, right? So I think I'm going to do that. My time's, there's my alarm. Let me turn it off. So yeah, let me pinking shear this, cut the piece I need here, and I'll come back and show you where I'm at in my next video. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to put a little glue right there because that tape's not folding down too before I put this down. So I'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and comment if you're not, so you can get my notification of my videos, and I'll show you what I'm doing and what I'm up to with this and where I'm at with this tomorrow. Have a great day and happy crafting.